You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show. This is sports talk for the people.
The Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Real talk, real radio, real people, just like you.
Yes! Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all of your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's BV, V as in victory, mobileapps.com, and tell them Doug Stewart sent you. Yes, sir!
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Let me tell you about Travel by Stats. Travel by Stats delivers premium travel packages and provide excellence by focusing on assuring that their tour itinerary is clear. For destinations they've never taken, they even take the trip in advance of the actual one you're about to take. This ensures everybody has a great experience. They've been around since 1988 and have been operating here in Atlanta since 2000, starting from the ground up, but they now boast of a team operating in 5 states. Travel by Stats not only specializes in Caribbean destinations, they also provide a variety of reasonable, cost-efficient events by land, air, or sea. One of their big things is sports travel for football fanatics who live in Metro Atlanta. That's the fun way to go anyway. Here's some of their upcoming list of events. Giants at Cowboys, Falcons at Giants, Falcons at Cowboys, Cowboys at Saints, Patriots at Cowboys, and many, many more. Contact them at 855-266-6675, extension 700, for the owner, Maritza Wilmer. Again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700. If you mention my name, Doug Stewart, you'll receive an extra 10% off your package. Travel by Stats. Where they don't sell travel, they sell fun.
This is what it is, okay? You know what it is. You have to do the right thing. You have to go home to the family, you understand?
I'm not saying you got to go back there this minute. But you gotta go back.
The bad boys of radio are back.
If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
Fresh off the Plizzane. You know my dang name.
You cheating some of them.
Look, man, I'm all excited over here, and you look like you scared.
Boy, stop. He ain't never scared.
Stupendous Saturdays with the 2 Live Stews. Grab your biscuits and coffee, boys and girls, because it's game time.
If you're not stewing, what in the hell are you doing? Sir, I got a call yesterday from your wife.
Okay.
And to my surprise, I am watching The Nephews next weekend.
Really?
Yeah. Y'all going out of town? You didn't know about this? Yeah, your boys are staying with me the entire weekend next weekend. Your daughter Morgan, though, is going somewhere else. I guess y'all don't trust us with the daughter, huh?
Well, this is all new to me, man. I had no idea that this was even happening.
Yeah. I'm
Did my wife say what was going on while the kids were coming?
I don't know, man. Maybe she's going to go and get a pack of cigarettes and never come back. I don't know. If you don't know about it, there's something going on.
I'm
and
clueless.
maybe I shouldn't have told you, but you're my brother, so I guess I should. But get your house in order, man. Your wife.
I don't like this.
Stupendous Saturday to you, Doug Stewart, Ron Stewart, the two live stews on 640 WGST.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And we got to thank God every minute of every day. How you feeling today, sir?
I'm great, man. I'm stupendous, as we said. How about you?
I am one of the few people in the world that you will know that really enjoys rain.
Uh-huh.
So the past 8 to 10 days, I have thoroughly enjoyed.
I actually like rain.
Well,
I actually like rain, too.
Here's the catch.
It's soothing.
Here's the catch. Today at 3:30, I have to go to Georgia Tech.
Uh-huh.
I'll be on the flats.
Right.
The Jackets will be taking on the North Carolina Tar Heels, and I am the honorary captain for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
Good for you.
Yes, and
Congratulations.
it's a monsoon outside.
Right.
I'm going to have a 5-year-old and a 4-year-old in 24 stored jerseys, and we're going to take the field, and it's going to be slushy and rainy and wet.
Whoa.
So I'm concerned.
Did you think that through, man? Your little boys on the football field for America, for the faithful at Bobby Dodd Stadium to see go crazy and
Yes.
act the fool?
Yes, man. And I'm going to let them do so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's always good to be on the football field down at Bobby Dodd Stadium. And I'm very excited about it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
It's kind of like,
Even though my season doesn't matter anymore.
yeah, we'll talk about that today.
For those who are listening, I hate to say it, but our season so far is just a wrap. It's done.
And you're listening to the Two Live Stews on 640 WGST and iHeartRadio. It's kind of like when we were in church or when you go to church and little kids running all under the pews and whatnot, and the preacher always say, just let them go. Just let the baby
Just let
go.
'em go. Just let 'em go.
So that's what you're going to do today. You're just going to let the babies go.
Let them go.
Okay. I
But
hope
listen,
so.
they know whenever I go, hey, yo! that it's time to come back to daddy, man.
Hey, man, it's been a great week. How's your week been, though?
Shouts out to Bruce Hagen, Hagen-law.com. Week's been great, Doug.
Right.
The week has absolutely been great.
Well, obviously, man, last week I had been talking about it for the last couple of weeks. I had the 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show. You can check out the Doug Stewart Show at thedougstewartshow.com. A bunch of people came in town from all over the country, man.
And that's what was cool, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I walked past a guy. He stopped me. Hey, man, I'm T from Huntsville.
Right.
Hey, man, I'm Norm from Nebraska.
Right. Vince from Minnesota
Right.
and Rail Scott from,
Right.
So it was a great weekend, man. 1-year anniversary of the show. We had the all-black party. It was stupendous. And then to top it off, man, at the end of the week, I get to watch my nephews, the little heathens you just talked about. I get to watch my nephews the day after you're finished with this game at Georgia Tech, so I can't wait. Yes, beers for everybody.
Don't refer to them as heathens, man. And when they get to your man cave downstairs, man, make sure they don't throw the pool balls,
Now-
okay? Please.
Right. Let me ask you a question.
Yes,
Is
question.
it okay? Is it okay if I give them a little sip of my beer when we're watching the Georgia-Alabama game?
Did your father do that?
Yes,
Then it's
all
fine.
the time.
Then it's fine.
It just kills worms. That's all it does.
It's absolutely fine.
Okay, all right, cool.
Defect.
And defects, are they listening?
I don't know. Don't
Listen,
say that.
Your the voice you just heard was Tree, the producer to the show.
Mason is not a fan of imports.
Okay, got you.
Keep that in mind.
Got you. Yeah, a little beer, a little sip of beer is not going to hurt them little boys.
One more thing I'm excited about, man, before we get into today's show.
Okay.
As you know, Brand One Live Stew does a tailgate every Falcons home game.
Yeah.
And for the past 3 years, man, the spirits and the beer and the food has been coming directly out of my pocket, man. I hadn't had any full-time work.
What?
Okay? I want to welcome 20 Grand Vodka, and you can find them at 20grandvodka.com.
Uh-huh.
I want to welcome them on board to the tailgates, man.
What?
Yes, man.
Okay.
Yes, man. Starting tomorrow for the Falcons Texans tailgate, man, I will have 20 Grand Vodka on deck for everyone. Listen,
You got free alcohol for people?
listen, man.
Good Lord, that's great.
For those of you who have never experienced it, Trinidad vodka is infused with cognac, combining the finest imported cognac and vodka. 20 Grand is as good as money. That's their catchphrase. So if you've never had it, come spend some time with your boy tomorrow outside of Gate D of the Georgia World Congress Center and experience 20 Grand for the first time.
Two things ninjas like: vodka infused with cognac. Pat, pat, pat. That's great. I'll be there, sir.
I'm a huge fan of the drink. My cousin Spence introduced it to me from South Carolina
Right.
2-3 years ago.
Right. What
And
up, Spence?
It is really good stuff, man. So that's how it's going down tomorrow at the tailgate.
You got a bad habit of doing that.
that?
My cousin Spence. If he's your cousin, he's my cousin. As a matter of fact, he was my cousin before you were even born.
I got a long story, man. I was being nosy in Dad's office one day and I read some papers, man.
Yeah.
I don't think you're really family.
You're listening to the Two Live Stews, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, right here on 640 WGST.
Have you never
You the one that look like the mailman.
Have you never considered no one in the family looks like you
Whatever.
and everyone's taller than you?
Whatever. Everybody from my hometown knows I look exactly like my mama. Who you look like? The mailman.
Everybody, Doug.
Yeah.
Everybody knows except for you, man.
Whatever. Hey, man, this is the Two Live Stews. We got 10 the hard way coming up, man. If you've never heard the Two Live Stews, this is how we get down. We talk about sports, guy talk, entertainment, just fun stuff. The foundation is kind of on sports, so we got 10 the hard way. We're going to break down the 10 biggest sports and guy stories and entertainment stories from the past week and this coming weekend.
If I could, can I cut in about something that may come up within our 10 real quick?
Go ahead.
And you're not going to like this. I know you're not going to like this.
Go ahead.
All right? Uh-huh. That ninja Mike Vick bald, man.
I can't believe you brought up that man's name.
That ninja, MV2, balled out.
MV2.
And he's not getting credit for him balling.
No, he did good.
No.
But he holds the ball too long. And I can't believe you brought up Mike Vick conversation.
Yeah, he didn't cost us some money. But still, it is what it is, man.
You know, that man is a polarizing issue in this city, man.
Hey, man, why is he still so loved by so many people, man?
I know why. Because he's like your cousin. He like your little brother,
relate.
man.
You
can
can
relate. And you got that knucklehead cousin.
That's good.
Here's the thing, and you're listening to the Two Live
That's
Stews.
good, Doug.
Here's the thing about Vic.
That's exactly what it is.
We as people, we all got a cousin that always doing wrong, but you see great things in him, and when he messes up big time, you want to see him, respond.
You want to see him prosper.
You want to see him come back.
See him bounce back.
And I think that's what it is, man. And we had this big discussion on my social media this past weekend. Somebody asked that question, why do people love Vic so much and want to ignore his flaws and the fact that he's really not one of the best quarterbacks around? It's just because, man, we want to see the man just do well, man. He's kind of like somebody that we know in our lives that's screwed up and trying to do the right thing.
We can relate, man. And, I mean, how many people can you honestly say you watched earn a $100 million contract, a $35 million signing bonus, and then turn around and fight dogs, man?
Yeah, which is one of the stupidest things ever.
Look, man.
I cannot believe this man brought up Mike Vick.
Listen, man, the game was riveting.
Right.
Okay, and it's not just because Mike Vick was the quarterback. The game is riveting.
Right.
And for those who don't know, Tomlin and Vick are from the same area.
Yeah.
So
bad news. Newport News, Virginia.
So Tomlin signing him as a backup quarterback, some of it may have had something to do with be my brother's keeper.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the kid is a baller. He's a beast.
Yeah, well, not so much. Not like he was like 14 years ago.
No,
you know, this is his 15th year?
Yes.
15th year in the NFL.
Yes.
It's crazy, man.
I've never seen him with an O-line. And the Steelers, even though they're missing like two guys, have an O-line. And when given time, he was putting the ball in people's throats.
Yeah, he only had one day where he took all the snaps of practice. One day. And so, Todd Haley's offense supposedly is very sophisticated. He clearly has the best talent around him that he's ever had in the NFL.
Let me tell you what has been done.
I'm wishing the young man luck, man.
If he can play...
Do you know how many people turned their radio off when you brought that ninja's name up?
Probably a few. Probably a few, man.
Dang,
Probably
man.
a few. If he can stay consistent like he did last week, he will stick around this league for 4 or 5 more years. As a backup.
I don't know about
As a backup.
He took a lot of sacks. He holds the ball. And part of it had to do with the fact that, once again, he only had one full day of practice.
I done brought up Mike Vick. God almighty.
What's the matter with you?
I'm not thinking.
We got to talk about these type of things, man. I mean, if you're going to go all Mike Vick on me, I need to know. I need to be prepared.
Shouts out to Halcyon Organics. I'll talk about that a little bit later.
All right, when we get back from the break, man, 10 the hard way, where we'll break down the 10 biggest, best, most
Can we act like I didn't say anything about Mike Vick in the segment?
Man, this ain't Back to the Future. We don't got no freaking DeLorean. It's sad. It's done. Don't go away. The Two Live Stews, 640 WGST.
Oh, boy, stop.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play. So, you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
To give you the history on this Doug Stewart and Tree Taylor battle in Trivia Crack. We just started playing last week. We played 3 games. I won the first one in handily fashion. And then Tree has come along to beat me 2 times in a row. All right. Now, I blame Trivia Crack for asking me dumbass questions about romance comedies from the 1980s. That's who I blame. But she's won. And I got to give her credit. What? I knew you were going to jump.
Like, when you talk about women, Tree has come along.
It ain't got nothing to do with you being a woman.
No, I showed up.
Oh, wait. Did you just... What? Oh, my gosh. Did she just call me the N-word? Oh, damn. We made Doug Stewart Show history just now. As many times as I've almost uttered that term, you did it! And we don't have 7-second delay.
I'm fired.
You getting the BPA. You nominated for a Boiled Penis Award.
No.
Yes, you are. The first time in the Doug Stewart Show history, someone utters the N-word.
I'm sick of you.
You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Good thing we, on radio, traditional radio, the FCC be beating down my damn door right now. They're already looking for a reason to try to put me out of business. And you come up with this. Golly, Tree, you're better than that.
That girl is poison. You never trust a big button to smile.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
You're listening to the Two Live Shoes, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, 640 WGST, right here in the ATL, as well as on iHeartRadio. Just talking about everything going on in the world of sports and entertainment and beyond. Shouts out to my man Bruce Hagen at Hagen-Law.com. He brings you the Two Live Shoes on 640 and iHeartRadio.
And slip and falls, fall and falls, accidents, injuries, all kind of stuff, man.
What is a fall and fall, man?
If you feel like you're being just treated wrong, Bruce is a guy to have a conversation with, okay?
What's fall and fall, man?
Well, when you fall on purpose to hurt yourself to get a payday.
Bruce don't get down like that. I hate when you say that because we kind of associate
that's true.
him.
That's true. That's true.
Stop saying it. That's not true.
That's true. But if you have that kind of situation, holler at my guy Bruce.
Hey, make sure you check out the Doug Stewart Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. online at thedougstewartshow.com. It's the stews. It's one stew, and we get a little bit crunking, and we can even get on this show.
Yep.
So trust me, check out thedougstewartshow.com online.
And before we get into the 10 the hard way, one more shout out to 20grandvodka.com. Check them out, 20grandvodka.com. They're now sponsoring the tailgates that the Stews throw every Sunday for Falcons home games.
All right, 10 the hard way.
How about now, 10 the hard way? Yes.
There we go, 10 the hard way.
They like for me to say it more than you, man.
I guess.
I'm their favorite stew.
I guess.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tree. I need you to talk up a little bit.
How are you today?
Well, she needs her sexy voice to come on. She don't want to sound like Barry White.
We don't need her to be sexy. We need her to,
Hey.
Okay, there we go.
Good
That's
morning.
what I like.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Diva?
I'm fantastic.
He's a Devo. Excuse me.
10 the hard way. Let's kick this off. It's getting repetitive in a good way. The Atlanta Falcons go to Jerry's World and, in effect, evict the Cowboys. Ryan.
Oh, pretty good.
Ryan.
That's good.
You ready to say the Birds are like MC Hammer, too legit to quit?
Not quite, my friend. I like what's going on. I like their intestinal fortitude. I like how they keep finding ways to win.
Right.
I like how Matt Ryan and Julio Ryan, when it comes to quarterback-receiver duos, are the hottest right now in the National Football League. I do not like Hankerson dropping passes, and I do not like Roddy being targeted at all because I still feel as though Roddy's better than Hankerson.
Yeah.
But what I do like is Beasley getting another sack. If you get a young guy that gets you 2 sacks every 3 weeks for the entire season, you're going to do damage. Sir, I'm not buying in yet. I'm not all about it yet, Tree. I'm not all about that Falcon life. But I really like what's going on, and they should be able to go 4-0 for the first time in 11 seasons tomorrow versus the Texans.
Unbelievable, man. 4-0. I never saw this. I mean, I didn't see this a mile away, man. Incredible start to the season. They handled their business in Dallas, even though Dallas is depleted a little bit. Julio Jones, man, 34 catches, 440 yards. 12.9 yards per reception and 4 touchdowns. The man is averaging a first down by himself. Okay, so it's incredible what him and Matt are doing. I, just like you, sir, I have real concerns about not even looking at Roddy's way. It's like Roddy and Matt have broken up.
Right.
It's like they were an item for many years, and Matt's mad at Roddy, and he doesn't even look his way anymore. I don't like that.
To piggyback off of that, I have no problem with that if Hankerson catches everything you throw to him.
Yeah.
But he dropped 3 balls last week. I don't think Roddy would have dropped those passes.
Yeah. I don't want to say that I haven't bought in because to a degree I have. I need to wait one more week, and I know I've said that 3 weeks in a row, but I had this team going 7-9 this year, possibly 8-8. They're just fantastic. Shouts out to Dan Quinn, man, that has brought a new attitude and a new culture to this team. Not quite yet, though.
LSU running back Leonard Fournette goes ham again, rushing 244 yards against Syracuse last week. Doug, it's early, but is he your Heisman winner?
He is clearly the best player in college football, man, right now. I talked about this on my show this week, man. There's not been a lot of guys that I looked at them
What's
run.
your show? What's your show called?
TheDougStewartShow.com.
Okay.
There's not a lot of guys that I've seen in the last 30 years that remind me of Herschel Walker, that remind me of Bo Jackson. This kid does.
Mm-hmm.
Even Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb
Bo
looks great.
Jackson, Herschel Walker.
Yes!
Man, shut your mouth.
I'm telling you, Nick Chubb looks great. Derrick Henry looks great, but none of them remind me of those old school guys, those dominant running backs like this guy, Leonard Fournette. He is a man amongst boys out there. He is clearly the favorite right now, followed closely by Trevon Boykin from TCU. But if it's a LSU guy, a SEC guy, over a guy from the Big 12, right now it's definitely going to be my man, Leonard Fournette.
I'll put Chubbs over Fournette for one reason.
Are you kidding me?
Chubbs did it last year, too. This kid didn't.
I like Chubbs. Don't make it seem like I don't like Chubbs. I'm telling you, this kid here is special.
Tree, whose turn is it, Tree? If you're going to do this, Tree, you got to do it.
Okay.
And you're listening to the Two Live Stews.
Chubbs has a body of work. The Fournette kid does not. And I think when it comes to winning a Heisman, that you have to have somewhat of a body of work outside of the freshman Johnny Manziel that won the Heisman.
Who's more explosive? Just ask yourself that question.
Listen, man, 13 of the last 14 Heisman Trophy winners have been quarterbacks. There's been one running back, that's Mark Ingram, back in 2009, if I'm not mistaken. Fournette's not going to get the opportunity to be the guy this year, and you mentioned him. TCU quarterback Trevon Boykin will be the guy because they're going to throw the ball an insane amount of time. He's already on the radar, and Fournette is not. I like him a lot. He's no Bo Jackson. He's no Herschel Walker, but the kid is a beast.
I disagree vehemently. Yeah, and not only that, man, I think a lot of the writers and the people that are in the know in college football, they don't buy into what TCU is doing out there with all of that passing
that doesn't matter.
And not playing great defense.
That doesn't matter.
Clearly right now, man, Leonard Fournette's the best player in college football.
When it comes to winning the Heisman, it's about your numbers and consistency, and that's what the Boykin kid has.
Yes, Tree.
Speaking of consistency, that fashionista Cam Newton says referee Ed Huckley didn't give him a roughing passer call because he wasn't old enough.
Mm-hmm.
Is that bootleg or not?
Here's what's bootleg. He was out of the pocket when this allegedly happened, okay? And the record has been – it's on the record. If you're a mobile, moving quarterback out of the pocket, we're not giving you those types of calls.
Yeah.
Because we're looking at you as a runner.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah.
So what I do like is Cam saying, what did you think Ed Hockley was going to say when y'all confronted him? That he told me I wasn't old enough to get this call? I do agree with that. I think there's some things that are said between referees and players, referees and coaches, and referees on that field that you cannot imagine. So there's no doubt that Hockley and Cam went back and forth, and I think Hockley's lying, but I don't think Cam has a gripe with this situation in this call.
You are listening to the Two Live Shoes. It's just bad as hell. You have to protect the quarterback, and if you feel like you can give more protection to a guy just because he isn't the athlete or he doesn't have the physical build that Cam Newton does, that's wrong. That's wrong. If that was Peyton Manning or if that was Tom Brady that had that same play in that same scenario, they would have got a flag.
Well, that's not going to be.
And if you don't give the flag to Cam because he's a big guy, kind of like the way they used to do Shaq when he played, Shaq's so big so he can take it, that's wrong, man.
Peyton is huge, man.
That's wrong.
He's not the same weight as Cam, but he's huge height-wise and size-wise. Statue-wise, they have the same size.
Do you not think in that same scenario Peyton Manning wouldn't have gotten the flag?
Peyton Manning and Tom Brady going to get on the ground before anybody touches them.
I'm asking you a question. In that same scenario, do you think Peyton Manning would have got a flag?
They're not going to put themselves in that scenario.
Why don't you answer the question?
Those guys are not going to put themselves in that scenario.
Go ahead, Tree.
Aaron Rodgers carved up the Chiefs on Monday Night Football and was compared to Michael Jordan afterwards. Doug, what you think about that?
Michael Jordan, he's not. Now, he went ham once again, 24 for 35, 333 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's clearly, to me, the best quarterback in football in the NFL because I'm discounting and I'm disqualifying your boy Tom Brady. But Michael Jordan was so much more than just a great player. Michael Jordan was a brand. Michael Jordan was Air Jordans. Michael Jordan was known as the best basketball player in the history of the game. I don't think we think that about Aaron Rodgers right now. He's a great player, the best quarterback in the league, but Michael Jordan, he's not.
If I could ask you to pick one quarterback to start your franchise with right now, today,
right?
Who are you picking?
I just told you 3 times, Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, that's my point.
Right.
So he is the Michael Jordan,
right?
But he's not Michael Jordan.
Right.
When it comes to his statistics, he's 11th in yards in the NFL this season. He's 10th in average at 8.5 yards per pass this season. He's 11th in percentage at 73.6. There's 10 quarterbacks that have a better quarterback percentage than he does. He's number 1 in TDs, but he's no Michael Jordan. He's great.
Right.
But when you say Jordan, you're talking about somebody that transcends the sport.
Exactly.
Speaking of Jordan, Chicago Bulls' Derrick Rose not only got injured again this week, Ryan, but he also made mention of his pending free agency in 2017. Is that cool, or should he just shut his mouth?
He should shut his pie hole and try to find a way not to get injured. Messed up knees, messed up eye orbitals. The problem I have with this is
eye orbitals.
He's starting to sound like a little girl, like RG3.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Don't talk about your pending free agency when you hadn't played but 100 games in like 6 years. Shut up.
Ditto everything you just said. I call him the Chi-Town Schlep Rock. If you're under the age of 30, you remember Schlep Rock. You may not remember Schlep Rock.
You're making $300 million and you played 100 games in 5 seasons? Stop it.
Derrick Rose got possum luck. He walks down the street, a kitchen cabinet falls on him. So, yeah, I agree with everything you just said. All right, when we get back from the break, the second half of 10 the Hard Way with the Two Live Shoes on 640 WGST. Yeah!
Let me tell you about Travel by Stats. Travel by Stats delivers premium travel packages and provide excellence by focusing on assuring that their tour itinerary is clear. For destinations they've never taken, they even take the trip in advance of the actual one you're about to take. This ensures everybody has a great experience. They've been around since 1988 and have been operating here in Atlanta since 2000, starting from the ground up, but they now boast of a team operating in 5 states. Travel by Stats not only specializes in Caribbean destinations, they also provide a variety of reasonable, cost-efficient events by land, air, or sea. One of their big things is sports travel for football fanatics who live in Metro Atlanta. That's the fun way to go anyway. Here's some of their upcoming list of events. Giants at Cowboys, Falcons at Giants, Falcons at Cowboys, Cowboys at Saints, Patriots at Cowboys, and many, many more. Contact them at 855-266-6675, extension 700, for the owner, Maritza Wilmer. Again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700. If you mention my name, Doug Stewart, you'll receive an extra 10% off your package. Travel by Stats. Where they don't sell travel, they sell fun. We're back. The Two Live Stews are back on air every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on WGST. It's sports talk with hot sauce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen, at Hagen-Law.com for making it happen.
640 WGST in Atlanta. Search 640 WGST on iHeartRadio worldwide.
Yes! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play. So, you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU.
Stupendous Saturday to you, Doug Stewart, Ron Stewart, the Two Live Stews.
Yeah.
On 640 WGST as well as iHeartRadio. Would you like to advertise on the Two Live Stews? You can, as well as the DougStewartShow.com. Email me at Doug@the DougStewartShow.com. We get a lot of love on these streets. You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody. So advertise with the Two Live Stews and 640 WGST.
We get a lot of love in these streets, man. It's very, very important. But I want to get back to the back half of this 10 the Hard Way.
Okay. 10 the Hard Way, second half. I
Dougie
love
Fresh.
that. I love that music.
Dougie Fresh.
Yes.
Josh Scobie of the
True,
Steelers.
you know I'm a Western fan, right?
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Partake.
Okay, I just wanted you to know that
That's
in case
so
you didn't know
old man
For the record,
behavior.
this is why we run out of time doing 10 the Hard Way, because you do things like that. And I don't agree with it.
We got the Western music playing. I just wanted Tree to know
He's
that.
feeling himself like he does
I just-
24 hours a day. Josh
I
Scobie.
love myself.
I don't
You
agree
better
with it.
believe that. I love me
Love
some me.
me some me. I knew that was coming.
Yes, sir.
Love me some me.
You might not love me, but I love me.
Ahem.
I
Thank
love
you,
me.
Tree.
Please.
Keep the car on the road, Tree.
Josh Scobie of the Steelers misses 2 kicks against the Ravens in their game on Thursday night, and Pittsburgh loses. You got a love for kickers or not, Douglas?
Do not have a love for kickers. Can you say blanket party? Remember I just told you what I like Westerns? Yeah, let me tell you what a blanket party is. That's when a guy walks into the locker room and you throw a big blanket over and you beat the hell out of him. And that's what that should happen to Josh Scobie after that game. They've already cut him, right? Yeah, they have already cut him, right? I haven't even checked.
I think he's still in the roster.
You cannot miss kicks as a kicker. You don't do anything in practice. Anybody that's played football know all the kickers do is kick. They don't butt heads with anybody. They don't get concussions. They don't get CTE. I expect you to be 99% as a kicker, and he should have got a blanket party.
I disagree with several things that Tomlin did the other night, or the 4th and 2s, the 4th and 1s. I disagree with how he handled it, but he had no freaking choice because his kicker, in a windy situation,
Right.
couldn't kick the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, the 50,
no,
the 50-yarder, that's pretty long, but it's makeable.
The Ravens kicker didn't have a problem.
The
All
40-plus
they do is
yarder,
kick.
yeah, he needs to make that, man. He needs to make that, and he should not be on the roster. And as a matter of fact, he probably won't be on the roster as of Tuesday of this coming week because they're going to work out kickers on Monday and Tuesday this week for his job.
Here's what Snoop Dogg had to say about it.
Get the out of here, Josh Scobie. We need to get rid of that. He's sorry as he was sorry in Jacksonville. He's sorry with us. Get his ass out of here. Bye-bye. Sorry, mother you.
Wait a minute. I thought Snoop was a roster. I thought he was all about... I thought Snoop was all about peace. Snoop lying.
Hey, man.
What was that?
Look, man, when your team loses a game like that you really should have won,
Yeah.
and your kicker misses 2 kicks to help you lose by 3 in OT,
Yeah.
that's how you feel.
Snoop talks for all of Pittsburgh, America.
Yes.
What
Back
else?
to the
Okay.
Fournette story. After dominating this season, there's talk about him sitting out next year, then going to the league. Ryan, do you agree with the NFL and the NCAA's rules on eligibility for the draft?
What I agree with is this kid, if he goes for 1,500 yards or 1,600 yards, sitting down next year and say, y'all kiss my behind. I'm not running no ball for this college minimum wage. I'm not doing it. That's what I agree with.
Right.
What I disagree with is with the NFL telling, let's say, Daniel Snyder, that if he wants a freshman out of college to do something for his team, he can't pay him to do it. I got a problem with that.
Right.
I got a problem when you're grown and you can't work if you want to work and somebody wants to pay you to work. That's the problem I have.
Simple as that, man. In 25 years, when all of these rules are appealed about amateurism and players going to the NFL, we're going to laugh at this, how silly it was. The NCAA has been around over 100 years, man. 100 years later, you got billion-dollar deals with these networks, and you can't get a players a taste. Now, I'm not saying the kid should go. If he doesn't want to go, that's fine. He should have the right. He should have the ability. He should have an option to decide whether he wants to go get paid. And, hey, if you're an NFL team and you don't want to pay this guy, you think he should stay in college, don't draft him.
Don't draft him.
Don't draft him. It's as simple as that. This whole thing is so hypocritical, it makes me sick.
People can box. People can swim. People can play golf. People can play tennis.
Yes.
They can do all that
Yes.
after they're 13 or 14
Right.
and get paid to do so.
Michelle,
but the football players
right.
can't?
Michelle, we was playing golf as a pro at 14?
She's fine now.
Come on, man. The whole thing is just ridiculous, man, and I don't like it at all.
Michelle, we wasn't an adult when we got kicked off radio the first time, right?
No.
Boy, let me tell you what I would do to that girl.
Okay. Both of y'all with this. You with the Kiki
Michelle,
Palmer,
we is
and now
fine.
we're doing
This-
Michelle.
this
No.
new putting,
She is fine.
This new putting stand she got,
Yeah.
I pitch a tent every time she
No.
does it.
No.
What?
Ryan.
Huh?
That's it.
You shouldn't have said
I
that.
said, what?
It's enough.
Man, please don't say that.
Notre Dame. Notre Dame
You
travels
can't
to
talk about
death.
pitching tents.
Well, you just did it.
Excuse me.
Damn
Back
it.
to the show. Notre Dame travels to Death Valley tonight, Ryan.
We
The
talked about this, though, man.
So you think I did it?
We talked about saying stuff like calling Mike Vick's name and pitching tents.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
And already today I brought up both of those things. That's not good.
I'm sorry, Tree. Go ahead.
Man, if I
And you're listening to the Two Live Studios.
let me say it now, man.
We talked about this. It was gonna be different.
If I screwed this up for us, I apologize now. I mean, right now, I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Tree. Go ahead, Tree.
So, in light of the new developments, I think it's appropriate because both of y'all have problems talking about minors this week. Ryan, Doug likes a minor on another TV show. He revealed this week that he's a fan of Scream Queens. It's
Yes,
a new
sir.
TV show on Fox. Is there a TV show that you like that people would be surprised about?
I watch Young and the Restless every single day of my life.
Yes.
Every
Man.
single day of my life. Okay? Every single day. For 40 plus years, I watch Young and the Restless.
Right.
If it wasn't Young and the Restless, and this is really going to be shameful, and I'm not afraid of being shamed,
You're listening to the Two Live Studios.
say yes to the dress.
Okay.
I love that show.
I think we need to go back
I love
to
that show
sports.
because you broads get so invested in your weddings.
Did you just say broads? That's not politically
You're
correct.
so sexist.
What's the matter with you?
You do know I'm in here, right?
Damn.
By the way, before we go to the next question, Scream Queens is the bomb. I love
It
that
really
show.
is. The music was everything this week.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
said broad, not bitch. Y'all shouldn't be fussing at me.
Ryan! Okay, back to sports. Notre Dame travels.
Oh, I see. You don't want to do this anymore. You tired of it already?
No, I love it. I love what we're doing. I don't want to step out of bounds.
I am really.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Is Larry here?
Gets tired
Who
of it
can we
already.
call? We
He's
can't-
I'm not tired of it.
He's tired of it already.
I'm not tired of it.
Go ahead, Tree. I'm sorry. You're listening to the Two Live Studios.
This job means the world to me.
And this is a sports talk show. Notre Dame travels to Death Valley tonight. The Tigers running down the hill is hype as hell. What's the best entrance in sports you can remember, Ryan?
Hands down, it's the Clemson Tigers running down that hill.
Ooh.
They get on a bus at the other side of the stadium and drive all the way around and run down that hill and touch that rock. That's the dopest. But I've seen quite a few that I want to mention real quick.
Hold on, but I need to mention mine before you mention others.
You do that.
Okay, well, obviously, we're from the state of South Carolina, and I don't think we're biased, but they do have two of the best entrances in college football. You talked about Clemson, and at South Carolina, man.
2001.
When they come out to an Odyssey 2001, Cocky's in that cage
Going
going
crazy.
crazy. It's just fantastic.
It is, man.
And then they go on and lose to Wake Forest. but it's hype. It's still hype. It is very hype.
I've seen all these firsthand, and they're all good. Ralphie's run in Colorado.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Where they run with the Buffalo.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking every time I see it,
The Buffalo's going to trample
The
somebody.
Buffalo's going to trample somebody.
Right.
They can't really stop this Buffalo. They're four mere humans.
Right.
It's crazy to me. The Ralphie's Run and also the Auburn Tigers Tiger Walk.
Right.
Where they give the bus and they walk through a sea of Tiger fans.
Yeah.
It's like a million people out there.
Yeah.
I get goosebumps. I have goosebumps right now.
And you got to show a little love to the Hurricanes, man, coming out with the smoke back in the day, and not as good as they used to be. But that used to be real hype back in the day.
If they were still winning, it probably wouldn't mean more than it does. But they suck. They're terrible.
Okay.
They just lost to Cincy.
Yeah.
Thursday night.
Go ahead, Tree.
I'm still recovering from all that other situation.
Listen, I apologize.
Doug, Martin Lawrence is performing.
For the record, man, I've been trying my hardest not to be me. Because I want this thing to last.
I mean, you did pretty good for the first 3 weeks.
I'm trying, man, and y'all. I'm sorry, I've derailed.
And
the show.
we're out.
No, go ahead. Go ahead and ask the last question. We got a couple of seconds.
We got a couple of comedians in here today. Martin Lawrence is performing in Atlanta this weekend. Doug, what's your favorite sitcom of all
It's not
time?
even close. The greatest sitcom of all times is Sanford and Son. It was on TV on 3 different channels yesterday at the same time. Fred, Grady, Lamont, Bubba, the best of all time.
I'm sitting in here with the real-life version now.
Gilligan's Island is one of my favorites.
Gilligan's Island?
How in the world does people keep coming to the island, but y'all get stuck on the island for like 30 years?
Every time it's
They got to visit it every freaking show.
Right.
I feel bad about my performance today, man. I apologize.
Hey, when we get back from the break, man, we're going to give you the Funky Four, the 4 biggest games in football, 2 college, 2 pro.
You think you're going to take this away from us, man?
Yeah, man. I guess you're tired of doing it already, man.
I'm
but
not.
that's fine. That's fine.
I'm not.
Don't go away. The 2 Lives 2, 640 WGST.
Man, damn.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's Stu for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU.
The Doug Stewart Show presents another episode of Stories with Uncle Dougie, straight out of Monk's Corner edition.
So my best friend, man, Bubba, he gets on the bus, and he sits down, and he's, like, distraught. And I'm like, dude, what's going on? And we're on the bus on the way to school. We're, like, in 9th, 10th grade, and we're on the bus on the way to school. And he says, my old man, he shot a man last night. I was like, wait a minute. What did you say? And I had heard these stories before, and rest in peace, his daddy's name was Coconut. Coconut was a little guy, probably 5'5", about, 140 pounds. So he's a little dude. And little dudes, man, they don't got the tolerance to wrestle with you or fight or put up their hands or something like that, especially old cats like this where I'm from. He's like, my old man stumbled in 4 o'clock in the morning, and I met him in the hallway because he was extra intoxicated. And he looked at me and said, Bubba, I had to shoot a man tonight. And come to find out more of the story, now keep in mind, this was in 1985 or something like this. Coconut was probably in his late 50s, early 60s. And once again, I told you, the story on the street was that he had done this many times before. Come to find out, Coconut had shot 4, maybe 5 people throughout his life in our little town in Monk's Corner, South Carolina. This is not a lie. And I know this seems like a story from the Andy Griffith Show, from Ernest T. Bass. This is not a lie. In my hometown, you can literally shoot people or shoot at people, connect on their lower extremities 4, 5, 6 times and not go to jail forever.
The Doug Stewart Show.
Let me tell you about Travel by Stats. Travel by Stats delivers premium travel packages and provide excellence by focusing on assuring that their tour itinerary is clear. For destinations they've never taken, they even take the trip in advance of the actual one you're about to take. This ensures everybody has a great experience. They've been around since 1988 and have been operating here in Atlanta since 2000, starting from the ground up, but they now boast of a team operating in 5 states. Travel by Stats not only specializes in Caribbean destinations, they also provide a variety of reasonable, cost-efficient events by land, air, or sea. One of their big things is sports travel for football fanatics who live in Metro Atlanta. That's the fun way to go anyway. Here's some of their upcoming list of events. Giants at Cowboys, Falcons at Giants, Falcons at Cowboys, Cowboys at Saints, Patriots at Cowboys, and many, many more. Contact them at 855-266-6675, extension 700, for the owner, Maritza Wilmer. Again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700. If you mention my name, Doug Stewart, you'll receive an extra 10% off your package. Travel by Stats. Where they don't sell travel, they sell fun.
Welcome back to the Two Live Stews. Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, 640 WGST.
Yeah.
And ATL, as well as iHeartRadio. Shouts out to our folk, Bruce Hagen, Hagen-Law.com. Make sure you check out the Doug Stewart Show during the week from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time at thedougstewartshow.com. You get more shenanigans than this even.
I have a very bad body.
I got a lot longer leash on my show and on my network.
And that's why you don't invite me on your show.
We probably won't be back here next week. We'll see. We'll see. Because somebody let loose a little bit today. They had a Two Live Stews old school flashback, but that's fine. It was great while it lasted.
Real quick, I've suppressed the inner Ryan Stewart.
Oh, I know you have. And you've been doing a good job until today. You've been doing a great job until today.
HalcyonOrganics.com, HalcyonOrganics.com. I have a bad body because of my former profession. Bad shoulders, bad neck, bad back, knees.
What was your former profession? Were you a bullfighter?
I used to bang bodies, man. I was a ball player, man.
Well, I think you need to let people know that you played in the league for 5 years. You played in the NFL.
I played ball, man, for 5 years. So I've found a few remedies to...
You know, a lot of the hits we took in Little League probably added up to the final outcome with you two?
The hits we took in Little League weren't 15 miles per hour.
Yeah,
And on Sundays it was. That's the big difference. But my CBD
My point is, can I get in on that lawsuit maybe, man? Because I played football from the age of 7 and 2 years of college.
There's a lot of people that's going to get paid from that lawsuit.
That hit I took in 79 with the Small Fry Cowboys, I still feel it today, man.
And they're all lawyers, man.
Yeah.
That's who's going to get the money. But anyway, HalcyonOrganics.com. Check out the CBD oil that I'm using, man, to try to preserve life. I think it's going to work, and it's helping me tremendously already.
Would you like to advertise with the Two Live Stews? You can, as well as the DougStewartShow.com. Email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. Let's do some business, and let's go ahead and do these funky four, sir. 4 biggest games in college football and in the NFL.
Now! All right. This is great. Live radio. Well, while we get that straight, Chef Rob's every Sunday.
Oh, was there any? I don't even think. Okay, there we go. It wasn't. Go ahead. Let's go ahead and give our 2 in college starting off, and then we'll do the 2 in the pros as well.
I'm talking about this Georgia and Alabama game, man. I'm sorry. Georgia's favored to win this ball game. Georgia versus Bama. Bama's 4th in the rush, 56 yards per game when it comes to stopping the rush. Alabama does a good job when it comes to running the ball. I'm thinking that Bama's going to find a way to stop Nick Chubbs today. It's going to be wet outside. It's going to be treacherous when it comes to the field conditions. I'm going to make a long story real short. I really like Alabama to win this game, and not just barely win this game big. I think back to Georgia.
Now,
Alabama.
wait a minute. You sure that's not just a little Georgia hate from a Georgia Tech guy?
No, man, it's not. When they played in the SEC championship a couple years ago, Georgia fell short from 5 yards from getting there. A few years ago, when Georgia was ranked number 1, Alabama came in here and had 31-0 at halftime. The reason why I'm making this decision is because of the 2 coaches. I love Mark Richt, but I love Nick Saban more. I think Saban's going to find a way to win this big ball game because that's what Alabama does. Conversely, Georgia, they find ways to lose big ball games. I think that stays true in today's ball game.
Wow, I think a little bit of Georgia Tech hate there. You're listening to the Two Live Stews. Obviously, me in America, the Puppet Factory, ESPN has game day in Clemson, South Carolina. You got to say it like a Z. If you're from South Carolina, that's how we say it. The Clemson Tigers, man, hosting the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. 8 p.m. tonight on ABC. I cannot wait, man. Deshaun Watson versus Deshaun Kaiser, the two athletic quarterbacks, man. Georgia Tech obviously fell to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish a couple of weeks ago. Listen to this, man. Notre Dame is Notre Dame.
Yep.
You have the option. You could have went to Notre Dame, man. Notre Dame is still a big deal, even though over the last couple of years they haven't been, Lou Holtz's, Rocket Ishmael, Notre Dame from back in the day, but they're still Notre Dame. They're still a big deal. It is going to be so hyped tonight when me and the nephew sit down in front of the big screen, man, and watch the Fighting Irish takes on the Clemson Tigers. I cannot wait.
Remind them that their bedtime is 8 o'clock.
Right.
But you can let them stay up until 10.
Okay.
They'll love you for that because they love staying up late.
Yeah. All right. So what about the NFL? What game are you looking most forward to, sir, with the two live stews?
Can the Falcons keep riding this incredible wave that they're on right now and go to 4-0 for the first time in 11 years, man? Hottest quarterback duo is Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. The Falcons are second in passing right now this season, 305 yards a game. They're 13th in rushing defense, which is great because they're stopping people from running the ball. People are not averaging 100 yards on them. I think that the Falcons will find their way to win, but I want to see how they win versus an inferior team. And also, the O-line is playing better football. Can they keep this J.J. Watt guy out of Matt Ryan's face? It's something that I'm very interested in seeing. I'll be at Chef Rob's at the game day party, as well as the tailgate. So stop through Chef Rob's Lounge and enjoy the games with me if you have time.
All right, NFL, man, I'm really looking forward to the Buffalo Bills taking on the New York Giants. Giants stumbled out real early, but they still have great talent, man. You know that. The quarterback, Eli, has won a couple of Super Bowls. Odell Beckham Jr., probably one of the top 3 or 4 receivers in the game. And the curious thing about this, man, I'm not a Rex Ryan fan, the head coach of the Buffalo Bills, but I am very, very excited for this Tyrod Taylor kid, man. He has gotten his opportunity. He's paid his dues.
He's making the most of the opportunity.
And he is making the most of his opportunities.
Yeah.
So the Buffalo Bills have a great defense. They had a great defense before Rex Ryan got there. I'm very interested to see if the Giants continue on their slide somewhat. They won last week. But if they have another L, and can Tyrod Taylor, this guy that's waited his chance to start at quarterback in the NFL, continue doing what he do? So I'm looking forward to the Bills and the New York Giants, 1 p.m. tomorrow on Fox.
How do you feel about the Falcons' offensive line?
Man, they've been doing a great job. In relative terms, they have been doing a fantastic job. Obviously, we didn't even talk about Devontae Freeman last week. Goes crazy, has a career day. He's got an injury with one of his legs right now, so we're still waiting on his status for tomorrow. But the offensive line has been doing pretty good. I'm shocked.
Freeman, 30 carries, 141 yards, and 3 TDs in last week's game. I want to see what Watt and Clowney do to this offensive line.
Yeah.
I believe in Matthews. We got the kid from Cleveland and from Miami as a free agent who hadn't played yet because of his knee. But I think that if this offensive line can protect Matt tonight, this will say a whole lot about the future.
Or tomorrow.
The future of the Falcons season when it comes to them moving forward and trying to win more ball games.
Yeah, I mean, it's home. This is the first actual Sunday home game of the year. We're going to be tailgating down there once again across from the Georgia World Congress Center, Gate C, the Two Live Stews tailgate. What's it, 10 years in running?
This is year 10. This is year 10, man.
10 years in running, so it's going to be fantastic. A great scene out there, man. The Falcons are undefeated, man. You got Jadeveon Clowney coming into town. It's a great weekend, man. I love football so much.
Is Clowney a bust?
I don't know. You know what? When you brought his name up just now and talking about this game,
you forgot about him.
I forgot about him.
Right.
Does he even have any sacks this year?
No.
We should have had this stats available.
No sacks.
He has one. None.
No sacks, sir.
No sacks.
No sacks.
Wow.
And he's playing across from J.J. Watt.
Now, he is coming from that microfracture surgery. He probably doesn't have his bearings about him at this point yet.
Hey, man, he's playing opposite of J.J. Watt, man.
Yeah.
The line is shifting to Watt. Watt's being double-teamed. He's still getting to the quarterback.
Pray for that brother,
Tree,
man.
you had a question for me, Tree?
Does it cost money to come to the like I can just
No.
show up?
Yes, everybody's welcome to the tailgate. The tailgates are free. Well, we asked you to tip for the food.
Okay.
Because I pay for it in my pocket.
Yeah,
And whatever people tip goes right back into the next tailgate.
Is there dancing?
I mean,
yes, there's dancing, DJ music.
Come out there with some manners.
Yeah, Chef Rob's is live for the game day party every Sunday, and the Falcons tailgates every home game. We do it big on Sundays.
Yeah, It's going to be crazy tomorrow, man. Come on out to the Two Live Stews tailgate. Once again, listen to the Doug Stewart Show this week from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at thedougstewartshow.com.
Love God and love each other, man. Appreciate y'all for listening.
Yeah. Two Live Stews, 640 WGST. Yeah.
solo. Never be a brother like me, go solo.
You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show. This is sports talk for the people.
The Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Real talk, real radio, real people, just like you.
Yeah!